This is Henares making your day with part 37 of a book I wrote on Philippine history. Subject, Edward Lansdale, Ugly American. And I continue to quote. The Hook Rebellion was defeated. Edward Lansdale engineered the election of Magsaysay to the presidency, and Lansdale's star rose high in the CIA. The above is a story that makes Filipinos vomit. Lansdale would never dare desecrate the body of a white American, even an American communist, because in his eyes, Americans are human beings, but not the Filipinos, who are dung, who are of an inferior race, whose bodies may be desecrated, drained of blood, and left to rot in the jungles. Lansdale and the CIA taught us Filipinos that loyalty to America and hatred of communists and nationalists must transcend all rules of civilized behavior. Respect for human dignity and decency, for human rights, for the sanctity of human person. When President Magsaysay sent Ninoy Aquino to ask Hook Supremo Luis Taruc to surrender, it was with a solemn promise, palabra de honor, that Magsaysay would grant Taruc amnesty and a chance to present his grievances. It was Lansdale and the CIA who convinced Magsaysay that his word of honor should not extend to a Filipino who is an enemy of the Americans. And so, Luis Taruc, on his way to Malacanang with Ninoy Aquino, was intercepted at the Quezon City Rotunda, arrested and jailed for more than 20 years without ever being able to talk to Magsaysay. More about this after these messages. This is Henares making your day with part 37 of a book I wrote on Philippine history. Subject, Edward Lansdale, Ugly American. Continue to quote. It was the CIA that organized a National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, the NICA, with the sole purpose of spying on Filipinos for the CIA. Under an exchange of information agreement, the CIA got the NICA to accumulate dossiers on nationalists like I.P. Sulyonco, Claro M. Recto, Salvador Araneta, Blas Ople, Renato Constantino, Alejandro Lichauco, Alejandro Rosas, and myself. As a matter of fact, on all opinion makers, civic leaders, and government officials from the president down to the bureau directors. They followed J.V. Cruz into the bedrooms to take pictures of his acrobatic feats. They recorded conversations of Chitang Geronakpil and sent the tapes to whomsoever can embarrass her. They sent presidential candidates Macapagal and Marcos dossiers on each other for use in their campaigns. The NICA has strict orders not to spy on Americans because the American right of privacy must be respected, but Filipinos are dung. They do not reserve respect even in their own country and by their own people. It was Lansdale and the CIA who taught our armed forces that they have license to torture Filipinos who are enemies of Americans. The water cure, the electric cattle prod, the high voltage electrodes applied to testicles and nipples, the Coke bottle forced into the vagina, rubber hose, and pliers are all techniques taught to our soldiers by the U.S. Special Forces. Now the same techniques are used by the rebels. We Filipinos devour each other fighting America's holy war. Filipinos have never been cruel or inhuman until they surrendered their minds and morality to Lansdale and the American CIA. It was Lansdale and the CIA who manipulated our press through Stonehill and Carson Taylor, manipulated our elections through such CIA-financed organizations as NAMFREL, manipulated our CIA agents, and they still do. All these according to books written by CIA boys Joseph Smith in his book, Portrait of a Cold Warrior, and Ed Lansdale himself in his book, In the Midst of Wars, and according to the manipulated press by Rosalinda Pineda Ofreneo, and the Untold Filipino Story by Hernando Abaya. This Lansdale tried to replicate his role in the Philippines during the Vietnam War and failed miserably. Not all Asians have the colonial mentality that we have. More tomorrow, my dear friends. This is Lara Henares, making your day, saying good day, God bless you. Thank you very much for being with us. Till next time, hasta la bye-bye.